Greetings and salutations, everybody. Sorry about this, but I had to say something. This little message was added in after I finished the video, but I wanted to explain why the quality was a bit off here. My grandmother is passing away. She helped raise me and my brothers and has been a big part of my life and everyone else's lives as well. With my mother dealing with this and me dealing with this, it's been hard for all of us, so that's why the quality might be a bit off. I apologize for the dip in quality, and I dedicate this video to her. Thank you for your time, everyone. I love you, Grandma. Good morning and good morrow to thee, my loyal subjects. My name is MiAh the King, your liege of nothing, and today I come bearing good tidings. A game that just came out on Steam earlier today has been released, called Growing Up. This is a game I've had my eye on for a while, and been interested in and waiting for a while, and here it finally is. Developed and published by Vile Monarch, the game is described on the Steam store page as follows. This is the story of your life. Experience the entire journey from toddler to adulthood. Go to schools, learn new things, meet new friends, and have wild adventures. Every choice you make will influence your future career and decide who your romantic partner will be. Who will you become? And yeah, so this is another one of those life simulators you've seen around. There's BitLife, the all too familiar and worn out Sims game from EA, and the lists can probably go on. Honestly, there are tons of simulation games that are similar to this one, but also different in how they go about it, mostly pretty broad and overall rather than being more specific. You know, since BitLife, I haven't seen another game go as in-depth and detailed in the simulation of growing up as I have seen in this game. For a game so simple, it's kind of hard for me to do pros and cons, so instead I'm just going to skip past that and kind of go into my final thoughts section that I normally do, but also talking to you guys about the game and telling you my thoughts about it and everything else. Sound good? Great! But before we go much further, please allow me, a little bit of your precious time to pathetically endorse myself, because if I don't endorse myself, how can I expect others to do so? Please support me. There, that's all you needed, right? Anyway, how can you do that? You might be wondering. Well, you can hit the like button, you can leave a comment, or if you're feeling super generous, you can hit the subscribe button and the share button. All of these things really help my channel to grow, and each of them mean a lot. But those subscribers are the biggest winners. I mean, those are the ones that take the cake right there. Those are the big ones. I mean, it only takes you a few seconds of your time, and other than that, it doesn't really cost you anything. And yet it'll change my world forever, and it helps me out big time, in other words. So if you're feeling super generous today, I'd really appreciate your support. Thank you. Now then, going into the game, in the more broad spectrum of my thoughts, I wasn't really sure what I was expecting. I mean, maybe a turn-based game with choices and decisions that help push the story along, and maybe you only get certain choices, very broad, to kind of, determine are you a boy or a girl, are you gay or straight, to determine basically who you are and what you're going to grow up into. Or maybe just a basic generic dialogue boxes that say the same thing regardless of how you play the game. But what I found instead was a game that was very in-depth and very much trying to give us the simulation game we've all been craving and waiting for. I mean, think of it like this. You ever play any of those growing up alternative life simulation games, and while you were playing them, did you ever just think, man, I wish it had this, or I wish I could do this kind of stuff, or I wish it was just a little bit more realistic? Well, then this game is for you, because it basically takes those thought processes and puts them into this game. You can leave it all up to chance and let fate decide everything for you, just like real life does, or you can control your fate and alter it slightly differently by picking your own settings at the start. Now, I'm not entirely sure, but I think you have to have two parents. I kind of just glossed over that bit of the setup. Now, this isn't how my life went in reality. I only had one parent. So I already the game is giving me a different view of the world. Plus, I grew up from one really poor neighborhood, moving to the next really poor, broken neighborhood. And, this game doesn't do that either. It lets you enjoy the middle class, or maybe it's a lower, upper class lifestyle right off the bat. I mean, I do kind of hope that they add different modes, or maybe the randomizer just picked this one for me, but they should honestly give you a random chance of either being born into a poor household, a middle class household, or a rich household. Right now, it just looks like no matter what you do, you have to have two parents and live in a middle-class housing. So maybe that's fantasy enough for enough people out there, but maybe not. But I mean, overall, I guess it's just fine, I suppose. But it's also kind of unrealistic because most people don't grow up with two parents and an okay household in the middle class. But anyway, moving on. The game's mechanics are very interesting. You have to do activities which take time, and each activity will improve certain skills, and it will also either lower or raise your relationship with your parents, your friends, or raise or lower your own personal happiness. And if any of those get too low, then I guess it's game over. It's not very punishing, so I haven't experienced it yet, but I'm starting to. My personal happiness is getting low. My relationship with my parents is doing great, but my personal happiness is getting low, so that's an issue. So you're going to have to manage your time well and keep an eye on your stats. Half of it, half of your time spent learning your alphabets, and the other half watching cartoons, and you should be, fairly okay. Each turn, you have limited action points to do what you want and grow up the way you want. But even when you try hard sometimes, the cards just still aren't in your favor, just like in reality. I tried really hard to prepare for my first preschool exam, and I still only got a C because I just wasn't good enough, I guess. I don't know what it was, but man, that's realistic. I mostly got C's growing up. I bet you couldn't tell. Basically, the game is challenging in a new kind of way, and unless you want it to play a certain way, then the game is going to come at you realistically in some of its aspects, which is pretty cool. I mean, the game is going to be like, hey, this is laid back and happy-go-lucky and choose your own stuff and make your own choices and have fun and everything. Oh, you failed your class. Gotta start over again. And you're like, whoa, what? I just got... what? Basically, the game is challenging in a new kind of way. And unless you play it a certain way, you're done. But that's not all. Along with these skills and stats and managing them and whatnot, you also have story moments, dialogue moments, and in these moments you'll have to pick answers which will shape the people and world around you, along with your morals and romantic interests. So it's not just a text-based game, but a game that gives you conversations and characters to pay attention to, making you feel more like you're here, making it feel more immersive and realistic, and this is all very much appreciated, at least by me. The game has something similar to a tech tree, and with every turn you have to learn, small points and different skills which kind of help shape your brain development. As far as I've played, there isn't like a moral compass measurement or a money or inventory thing going on, but I don't really think it needs those. I know that it takes a set amount of turns to grow from one age setting to the next, and you have limited turns on each of these to grow and evolve, basically, and if you're not careful, you'll grow up really dumb. Or you could grow up super strong, but really dumb. Or just really smart and really weak. Kind of like real life. So, yeah. The only things you actually get to choose, though, are the things in the beginning, like your gender, your parents, and your name. And the rest is kind of a random generator, I assume, that the game sets up. Which, because of the choosing function, the randomization function that it all gives you, it kind of gives you a bit of replayability, which is fun and cool as well. But you know what? Let's just go broad spectrum here, because I'm starting to lose my thoughts. Basically, I love the music. It's deep, it's intense, it fits the game perfectly, and they need to be nominated for some kind of music award. This music is intense. Like, go up, look at someone's channel, and just really listen to the music or something, because it's freaking amazing. I love the art style. The game all looks hand-drawn, and can you blame me? I mean, go look up all the artists who worked on this, and you'll understand why it looks so damn good and why I appreciate it so much. And I love the idea of this. It might not be so original, but it's not in abundance, which means it's a welcome change of pace from the other things that we experienced lately. I love the gameplay style and the overall mechanics. They blend together well, they make sense, and they are fairly easy to understand and learn and manage while also fulfilling their main goal, and it's just a joy to play. I love the price of this game, and I love the tutorial in this game. It gives me those are appropriate for what it is as well. But what can I say that I don't love about this game? Very little. In fact, as I'm writing my script, I can't think of anything about this game that I don't like. The game pretty much gives you everything you're looking for here, which is why this video is going to be pretty short. This video is more like a public service announcement. The game is great, it's worth your time and your money, and I highly encourage everyone to check it out. If you like text-based games or life simulation games, then this game is for you. It's a bit more casual, it's a bit slower, and not as exciting as other games, but it's also a lot more exciting than some simulation games, and it's still very pleasant, very nice, and very addicting. So if you looked at it on Steam and thought, hey, this might be good, then let me tell you, it is. It doesn't lie on its Steam store page. It gives you everything it's advertising, and along with that, it's really fun. So if you like what you've seen and heard here, and like what you've seen on their store page, then I would highly recommend picking up this game because it's gonna interest you. You won't be disappointed. But if you saw all this and you're expecting something more or something different, then maybe look elsewhere. I mean, in this video, what you're seeing is what you're gonna get. It's just, gonna be 8 hours of this. But even then, I'd still recommend giving this game a try. I just feel like it's worth it. There's so much quality here, so much time and attention put into the little things in this game that people don't really think about until they're playing it. But it all just comes together very well. And I would recommend everybody take a look at this game, share this game, spread it out there, get these people give them the advertisement they deserve, because this game is a gem. I'm seriously enjoying this game. So yeah, that's all I got for this video. It's very possible that I left out some crucial information. So, if you have any questions or if you're confused by anything at all, please let me know in the comments, and I will do my best to respond as quickly as I can with accurate information. But otherwise, that's all the time I got for this video, everybody. Thank you all so much for stopping by and watching. Please don't forget to support me or my channel, and I can't wait to see you all again on my next adventure. So until then, I bid you all farewell.